Hello? Anybody there? That's better. I'm a little bit early. Probably nobody on yet, but just to tell you that we've had some good information, good reply to my email actually last week, that green mount is allowing us to go back. I just got an email from Neil saying start when you want. That was it, more or less. So I'm finding out how many people want to go back. So if you can all contact me and say yes or no, not yet or whatever, that'll be good. So I know how many going and whether it's worth opening up for paying naturally hire of the room, etc. So yeah, there you go. Green mat classes starting. I'm looking at the 17th of May, which is a few weeks off. So when I get to know how many, I'll let Neil know, who's the secretary there, I think, that we're starting on the 17th. Okay, COVID restrictions, COVID safety precautions still in place until we're all happy that we beat it. Okay. So yeah, we'll still be using the hall, main hall, big hall, and it'll be a bit warmer, I think, now. It's getting to summer. Okay, so that's some good news for you. I've been trying to contact everybody. There's some people I can't contact. If you know of anybody that comes to Greenmount and who are not on the group page, this page, and I don't have details for them, can you just mention it to them? I've got a Lorraine who's I've got a phone number actually, but it's a house number, so if somebody knows her, that'd be good. And if not, I'll give her a bell. I'll start ringing everybody up. Okay. Anyway, today's our Drippy portrait. I do like doing these because it's good fun. Yeah. It has to be fun. Yeah. Once you lose the fun aspect, it becomes a chore. You move on to playing bowls or something, don't you? But when you're joking for you bowlers, I like bowls actually. So you move on to other things that is not as much as of a chore. So yeah, just have fun doing it. It's mainly about your drawing skills again, because we're going to draw the head. You can just about see her eyes. It's very deep set eyes and quite a moody picture. Yeah? I pick it for different reasons sometimes. I've done something similar in the past and it turned out quite well. So we'll just see. Not every painting you do is going to turn out good. You know? You can add to it later or keep them and add to them later. But, you know, sometimes they're not as good as what you expect. You know, I always find that the ones I think that are easy actually are hard. And opposite vice versa. The hard ones become easier because there's easy ways of doing them, that's all. Okay, so I'm going to sketch you first in charcoal, and then we're going to draw with a pen. Throw some acrylic paint at her. I'll go through that in a minute. You want, well, might as well do the paint. You want some cadmium yellow, bird sienna, alizarin, phthalo green, ultramarine blue, which is in my tub. I've only a bit left, and some cerulean blue as well. Mainly for the tonal values in the face, quite a water. I'm working on gesso paper, yeah, so it's a nice texture as well. I did this yesterday, so it's nice and flat. It won't soak up like it does when it's normal paper. You need a big brush to get your washes on quickly. Don't bother about the runs. We like runs, and we also like turning the board different ways. Okay, so you get the runs going in different directions. You'll need a waterproof pen. Failing that, an ordinary pen, and then a willow charcoal. You'll need an eraser to rub out the charcoal later as well. A clean one, presumably. Just get rid of the charcoal off it with a damp cloth, that's it. To get rid of the lines, really, you don't want to see loads of lines. And we use the cloth, again, a damp cloth, for removing the colour this time, not the charcoal. So we're not, you know, it's the same principle as the charcoal, but we're removing colour. Okay, it's the same format as my piece of paper. The head's going to be the focus. The eyes are probably going to be the main feature. I want to make it really colourful, you know. We look at the shadows on the face, mainly on the right hand side. The light is actually coming from right top. You're getting more of the left hand side, right hand side of the nose in light, and the middle section. So there's the overhead light, probably about here. Yeah, so she's getting shadow from the fringe, and then you've got shadow on the other side of the face. So, but we can glaze all things like that as well. So first thing we need to do is sketch it. Just another thing, sorry. The tiler man, who's had it up and down for the last few days, decided he's going to come today. I've actually got my class, so he wanted to come this morning. Told him that I do work for a living from home, and not to come today until 12 o'clock. So if he turns up, he won't be able to get in. But he said he'll come at 12. And then after that, we don't know when he's going to finish. And I don't actually know if he's going to be here all day Friday. No, because he said he's got something on. So if he's not here Friday afternoon, I shall do the next class. Okay? If he is here, I won't, because he'll be making a noise. But I can't tell you. But it doesn't matter if you don't want to. It will still be on the group page. And then Monday, he said he's going to finish off, although it is bank holiday Monday. That's up to him. And so if he's finishing off, depending on what time, then or what kind of noise he's going to make, I can deliver the class on Monday afternoon as normal. Okay. Things are happening now. So like on Monday is when the green mount class will start on the 17th of May. So if we do start on that day, which I'm hoping to, I will actually do the Monday online on a Tuesday. I think Tuesday afternoon, because I've got a Tuesday morning class. So this is the way it was before. I had 6 classes a week, but now I've got like amalgamated 2 of them into one on a Wednesday, and then that gives me another day. And my Saturday one, I've got rid of it actually, because it was hard work. So I'm no Saturday class anymore. I'm going to keep everything to the Tuesday mixed media, green mount mixed media, and then we've got the watercolour class, the online classes, and they're a Bedford one. They said they get in touch with me when anything's changed about the community hall. We're waiting for our father, the father, because it's a Christian. It's a church-run building, so the father has to decide. When I do, I will start back on a Friday as well, so that'll be another day. But I can always do the online class on a Thursday, so my week's going to be really busy, which is lovely. And I've also got things coming up for my scan for my head, but I'm not going to all that because it's complicated. Anyway, I'm going to sketch it first. We want a central, so I've got a centre line more or less in the middle of your picture. Okay, just like that. And I've got an edge. She's got her head kind of upright, yeah, something like that. So we want the chin on, and we want to focus on the face. Her hair is going to be on top of the egg, so we need to make sure that the egg is low enough so we can get her hair on. Okay, so we got this kind of shape. Just keep it nice and firm. I know there's lots of lines, but it gets confusing. So that's the rough idea. Because she's turning slightly, we've got a curve. The reason she's turning, I can see more of the right hand side of my nose than I can of the left. So that's why I know she's turning. Can't see her ears because the ears will be on level with the nose, the bottom of her ears. But I can draw a line from one pupil to the other, which is usually in the centre of the head. Yeah, like that. So if we go centre to about here. Okay, so we draw a line like that. I know some people don't do it this way, but if you want to do it this way, just position the eyes, and then we draw a socket in the middle, and then we draw another socket here. Make sure they touch, make sure the circles, because they're in the centre of the face, so there will be circles. Anything going around the edges now becomes elliptical. And there are about 5 sockets wide, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, just going round the corner, bit of one there. She's looking at me, but she's looking slightly to the left, so pupil there, not at the centre, pupil there, just off centre, put the iris in, nice big iris. She's going to be looking at you straight away. So this is the reason I do this way, because I get the eye position straight away, yeah. And you can see the half moon shape there. I know they're all in darkness, but you know, we'll keep it so she's looking at us. And the eyebrows quite low down on this model. So again, the inside of the eye, which is that shadow, and then we've got the curve of the top eyelid like that. You can't see the thickness of the eyelid, and the bottom eyelid comes from that just underneath. Okay, so because that's the curved line for the nose, I need to know where the nose is going to be. Well, I know that it's going to be about here. So I want to find out where the middle side actually of the nose is going to be, and it's about that's about where it sits on the face, which is there. I've just moved it over to one side because she's turning her head. Okay, we can see the nostrils like that underneath, and then the middle of the nose is the philtrum. She's got quite a long philtrum. You can just about see the nostrils here and there, and then we've got the centre of the nose, which is going to be something like 2 lines. Okay, and then we've got this lovely mouth, which is going to be halfway. The thickness of the top lip, quite thick, and then the curve of the mouth. The distance between the eyes gives you the width of the mouth, okay, thereabouts. And then your top lip, 3 muscles, middle, 2 side ones. Just think of it like that. And then you get the bottom lip, 2 muscles, one there, line in the middle, that's the bottom lip. And it casts a shadow, usually, underneath. And then we get the chin. So if we run out of room, we add the chin to it, okay? Think of a straight line. She's got a bit of a pointy chin, like this, so that's okay. Think of a straight line first. Then we look at her hair. Her hair's coming down from over the eye like that, and then she's got a shadow on her face, but you don't need to do charcoal. Sorry, I'm blocking it in, I shouldn't be. And then the other side is going down like that, right at the side of her eye, and then down the side of her face. This gives you the shape of the features, you can see. So that then frames the face. And that's all in shadow anyway. So her hair comes out from there, and the same on this side. It's like a bob cut. Is it bob? And then on top of the head, you've got the shape of the head. Okay? Eyebrow, mouth. So we're looking at that lovely negative space of the neck. Keep the neck slim, and the curve going into the shoulders. Yeah, it might be too much of a curve, that actually. Let's get some tissue. Yeah, don't make the neck too long, she'll look like a giraffe. So just a bit of a shape, and then we get the angle for I'm going to do the collarbone because I quite like the shapes, and then a bit on the neck, just something like that, collarbone and the hair. Okay, very simple sketch. You don't have to finish off with the shoulders if you don't want. Just as long as we know she's got shoulders, we can rub out. Well, I'm going to use the pen now. I've got a waterproof pen because I'm happy with positioning. You know, so once you're happy with positioning, so we draw the pupil, and you can go over the charcoal with the pen, and you can do the eyebrows, pupil, iris, top eyelid, eyebrow, hair, like this, and then the corner, or the jawline, something like that, and then the hair, like that, yeah. And then the side of the neck. This line is just to help you, it's a reference. Middle muscle, top lip, corners of the mouth, middle muscle. Don't put a line all the way around the bottom lip. The middle of the nose, nostril, sides. That's all you need there. And then I've got everything else, I think. Yeah. So, I've done it with a non-waterproof pen. I hope it's alright. Okay, and then we can rub out. I'll just put a line, I'm using a waterproof one. Just put a line where the neck's going to be and the shape of your collarbone. Okay, have the big eyes. We're not trying to get a likeness, don't worry about it. And we rub out the charcoal. You're going to smudge it. And then you're left with a nice mucky piece of paper. No, you're left with a nice image. Use the rubber to get the excess charcoal off. Like that. That's why we don't press on too hard, because we don't want to leave strong lines with the charcoal. Okay, and when you rub out the colour you're going to rub out, you're going to go back to the paper underneath. Okay, so that shadow is going to be quite. In fact, this is up here. Yeah. Like that. And then we're coming inside that eye. Okay, she's got a lovely shadow there too. More on this side. And that's it, simple sketch today. And then we can have some fun now, just throwing some paint on. What I'm going to do is just, I think it'll be all out there. Yeah. Get rid of your eraser residue. That's good, isn't it? Eraser residue. I have to remember that one. And that's what you get, little bits of rubber. Get rid of that. Yeah, simple. There's more hair here, so I can go over that. I can go bigger. Can you see? So I can go bigger than that. Bigger bob. Bigger bob? Yeah. So I'm looking at colour now, so we need to kind of get some warmth in the middle. That's because I'm working quite quick. I'm going to use cadmium yellow first, then burnt sienna, then alizarin, and blue and greens in her hair. Okay, I might put some blue on the left hand side, but all the time I need to clean my brush because I don't want to keep mixing the colours. You'll end up with mucky brown, so you want to clean your brush in between your pickups. Okay, so we've got this lovely yellow. I'm just going to splap it on. And we've got this lovely sienna, which is like that, going into alizarin. Again, lots of water, yeah, which is going into blue. The hair's going to be lovely and runny, like that. This is going to be green. All over the picture, that's why I should have moved it actually. Into the neck, cool side, take off this, let it run that way. Add a bit more blue. Put some shadows. Try and stick within the border, you know what I mean? And stick within that nice dark area, which is on the head actually. And we'll turn it again a different way, let it run. If you find it's too, just take off, too runny, just take off the snotty nose as well. Let it run that way. Clean the brush. So while it's running, I'll get a smaller brush. I'm going to put some darker tones in, mainly with the blue and the alizarin, because I want some shadowy bits. Okay, you need the picture. And this is going to work as a shadow, but I want it kind of in a hair, like that, underneath, and same over here. Because that is where the bob goes into the shape of the neck. And then I'm going to warm up some of these shapes. Yeah. Don't worry too much about other things. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Alright, and then put the picture back. It's got a bit of ink on it, acrylic on it. With some of these really strong darks, which we can add, because I can just about make out where the hair is, you see, like that. And the outside of the hair. And you know what I haven't got? I think I haven't got my spray. Get your clean brush. If you haven't got your spray, get your clean brush. Do a bit of manipulating on the neck, for instance, so we can add some blendy colour. I quite like that area, and I quite like this. And just take that off the forehead a bit. So take some drips away if you want to. She's got a really snotty nose. Keeps running in that same place. And then leave it now, and we could dry it off, because we can go darker and darker, and we can go lighter and lighter later on. Yeah, that's my main brush. I've got my hair dryer. Hope you can see all that. Yeah. Just while I'm doing that with the blue, just be careful with her dryers. And I have noticed she's got a very dark shape on the side of her face, so I'll put that in and try and stop it. I don't mind the runs and bits, it leaves texture. texture. Right, we'll use the hairdryer again. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to glaze a few things that are darker as well. So because we know that, excuse me, the mouth or the top lip is darker, especially on this side because it's got a shadow. Under the nose is darker on this side as well. And then the philtrum slightly darker. And then the eye, so I go underneath the eyebrow. Underneath the eyebrow. Inside the eye. Now because they're in shadow, I can go over the eye. You don't have to. We can put white in later. Anything. It's not white actually. And then the same thing here. Above the eyebrow, over the eye. Doesn't matter. Into cheekbone. She reminds me of the lady's just died actually. That sounds wrong. Who was in Mamma Mia. American actress. Anyway, maybe wrong. And then while I'm there, I'm just going to add, I love this kind of green and blue tone because you get a nice angle and then angle for face. Scratch into it and then that goes down to this lovely shape, corner of the neck. You see? Like that. A bit of a shape that. When we put these on, I'm trying to make it look like I haven't painted it, it's just happened, which is quite difficult. Okay, stand back. I'll dry off a little bit, and then we're going to start. Should I dry the eyes a bit? Dry the eyes a bit. Sorry. And then a little small brush just for a few details. So same colour, you can have used blue and red or green or blue and red and blue and thing. And I'm just going to, I haven't got my glasses on, that's why I can't see. Always start painting with no glasses on. You have a lovely blurred image. So I can see the pupil, I can see the top of the eye on this one. And I can also see the iris. It's quite dark. And she's looking towards me, which is what I want. Pupil, nostril, corners of her mouth are always darker there, and then you get that slight dark shape. Then the middle muscle's darker, slight dark shape underneath the lip. You get a shadow. She's about there actually. Okay, that's a bit of the shadow on the nose, and the other eye, same thing, you can still see it underneath there, nice and dark, nice and big, it's in shadow. So what the colour does is knock the whole thing back, keep the eyes level, yeah, don't have them going up and down. This is the eyelid on that one, eyebrow, sorry. And this is the eyebrow on this one. It's the dark shape. Nice shadow there. Bit of a shadow under the neck. Some light areas there. So that's most of my, oops, got an itchy eye. Most of my darks in and my mid-tone values. So if I start the size too far over, you can see how she's looking at me. She's looking at, somebody's just walked in the room. So I need to make this eye bigger, come out more, like that. So she'll look towards me. Alright. This is the reason we do the sockets, to position the eyes. She has got that look. We can play about with that later. Alright. And then I'll dry that off because I want to use some damp cloth. I mean, they're quite quickly done, these. I mean, you can actually, when you take the highlights off the features now, so start to just emerge. So this is my damp cloth. It's just damp, yeah. I always start usually at the top, so I can slowly remove the highlights. And as you're coming down then on the forehead, it's going that little bit darker. So the top of the head would be nice and light there, yeah, because that's where the light's coming from. And then as you're coming down to the middle of the forehead, it's a bit darker, like that. And we can leave this shadow area on this side. Take a bit more off on this side. Yeah, like that. Just under the eye, bit of reflected light, like that, and just inside there. As we're coming into the nose, we've got reflections there and it's kind of go into the top of the nose, a little bit in the socket, reflected light, and then a curve. So the nose is actually quite straight there, and you're getting a lot of light hitting it. So this side of the nose, it's quite dark, a little bit on the eyelid, a little bit on the cheek, not loads, and this part, a bit more light here, especially on the nose, like that. And then the tip of the nose, the light area there, light area there. You can see that goes around the nostril as well. And then you get a little bit of light side of the nostril. Blend that in. Nostril, side of the mouth, and glaze this bit actually. Philtrum. Lovely shape around the philtrum. Okay. Reflected light. And then at the top of the top lip, a lot of light, as that makes the lip protrude, and that blends into the rest of the face. Okay. We've got a little bit here as well. I've got this line here. I might glaze a bit more on that side. I'll just blend this in a bit. As we get to the lights on the bottom lip, it's two, one on each muscle. You see? And then as you get to the mouth, this is why we don't put a line around the mouth, because you get this soft area just under the bottom lip. Got a bit of light there, and a bit of light just under the bottom lip that blends into the chin. There. Then you get the dimples, and then you get the light on top. So the dimples, and then all that blends in to the rest of the features. Dead simple. And as we get to the neck, got that lovely light catching. I'll do a bit more there. And then some light here. Just giving you the shape of the neck. That goes into that. This goes into that. This is a little bit lighter. And then this goes lighter still because it's the collarbone. And that goes into white paper. Okay, that's quite nice. I quite like that actually. I'll do the bottom of her eye, take the light off, both eyes. Not decided what colour to use. Mine use blue. I don't mind the hair one bit, yeah. I do like it. So I need to do the shape just at the side of the neck here. It's a negative space, and that makes a lovely shape around the neck. Like that. Quite interesting, that. I like that. I'm away from my line, but I'm not that bothered. You can always do a bit more glazing. Something like that. Yeah. And this goes into the hair, so nice rough edges. Like that. And then this goes into the shape of the hair, where you don't have to do the whole thing. You can leave strands, just get that nice shape and the bob. Yeah. We're going to add to this to give it some wisps. I'm going to leave this side mainly. We have got a little bit of light here, side of the neck, then the hair, and a bit of light here. Okay, stand back. Yeah, so we can go darker still now. You can use green and red. Green and red will give you a lovely dark black kind of colour. But you can also add blue to that. And there's hardly any water with it. Okay? So I'm going to do the same thing, the pupil, make it darker. And the nostrils. Because the eyes are the feature, we want them to stand out. Oh, corners of the mouth as well. Get that nice crease there. Middle muscle, top lip, the jawline. I'm going to carry that on and carry this on just to put the hair in. Bit of green, bit of blue mixed together. There's a lovely dark shape here. So the side of the neck. Okay. And then this is there. So we can do the same thing, strands of her hair, like that. Make it darker, take the light off, and then we've got this lovely shadow on the face. It comes into there and then down. This goes into that shape. Yeah, you can use your big brush, dry it off. Just to do a bit of blending. So if you find you're doing skin tones, I think this is the best way of learning. Just throw colour on, see what happens. And once it's finished, it just looks like skin. Huh? Even though it's bright yellow and whatever. Keep that brush clean a bit because you might need it. And then I can start adding some white areas. In fact, if you add white areas now, you can actually use the gouache, the gesso, and you can use the white, which I've not got out yet. So put some white out. I just think when you're painting, go with what your mind's telling you. You know, if you see something running and dripping, make it run and drip more. Yeah, things like that. Again, we want this lovely hair to be quite dark on that side. But I like the warmth in the middle of it. Okay. I like the bob. I like the bob. Another bob. It reminds me of that, what's that woman's name? Anyway, so it's like a film star. Could be. So now we've got the basics there. I'm just going to glaze some other areas. It's like a bit of sienna here, just to make it slightly darker, and it goes into a lip, and then it goes into the chin, you can see. You've also got a bit here. Little glazes under the neck. I want a bit of blue and red. But under the neck we've got glazes. So you won't lift it off when it's dry. Just have a bit of patience. Inside there, a bit of red. So here, up, round, and across. Collarbone. Side of neck. Going into shoulder. Keep that light. I'm also going to paint. Get a small brush. Small one, not too small. You've got little bits of light in the background. It just amazes me what happens when you do things like this. Negative space. You see? So you take it somewhere else. It's going back to white, but it's also giving you these lovely shapes. And you don't have to carry on with that. You can leave it blurring. You know, we can use that as well to interpret the gap kind of between the hair and the background. Again, it's like the negative space around the back of the head. Yeah. So we've also got, this is just titanium white. So we've also got here that lovely light between the hair and the neck, which again goes into this white area. So I quite like it being a bit rough there. So, and we can also pick up some yellow and white and give us some lighter hair. Okay, so you've got multicoloured hair. Okay. Stand back. I'm going to leave the light on the forehead, I think. I quite like this area. If I use a small brush, I can reinforce my whites, which is like the light on the nose, the light on the bridge of the nose, which is in two places. So the light's coming from above. Okay. The philtrum. Now I'd say when you're using white, just be very careful. You don't want to put too much in. A lot of people use white too soon. So we'll give her some lovely green eyes. We'll give her a bit of that as well. Because that's darker, knock it back a bit. Okay. I like the neck. I don't really want to rub that bit out, but the neck here is lighter. So you're coming down like that, under the chin, and it goes a bit darker, and then lighter, here, yeah, and then all this is lighter. Leave a bit of that there. That's the neck. Around the hair. Collarbone. If you put these shapes in and you glaze over them, they're just going to stand out as not white but light bony areas. So I'm going to darten the mouth a bit. If you look, it's the bottom lip marlin that's darker. There's a bit there. And then the underside of the mouth, it's quite light. It's getting reflection lights. So the middle muscle goes lighter. And a bit more white. Just a little bit, and then this side, a little bit. Okay, bit more white. As you come up to here, you get a reflected light, a little bit, and then I want to use the blue to give me some half moon shape. Now it's not very dark, it's not very light, so it's like grey. So I've got a grey tone there, and I can't see that one. This one's darker still, actually. So we'll just put a bit of blue over that. Okay. Get that nice shape. Get that nice dark blob here, where the nose changes direction. Filter them, darker on that side. Yeah. Shadows. This is where you can start adding other colours. This makes it very colourful. Yeah, because you can see where the light is under that eye and here. And I'm going to add a bit of white to that. The bottom eyelid there, just catching the light like that. This is too, but not as strong. Yeah, and we can add some there. You see, so when you look at the eyes, this is what you see. All these different areas. Alright. If you want to put something in that's just a reflection, it's like the light just here. You can either rub that out, like I did do, I've still got it, and then go into a bit on the cheek and inside the nose, blend it, and this side is slightly lighter. Inside the nose. Reflected light in the eye, bottom eyelid. Yeah. So I'll just bring out the chin. And that blend into there. Soften this a bit. Shoulder. I've excelled today, don't want to do any more. In the eye. Put that on, then go over it, you see, and that just knocks it back again. Same here. Knocks it back. Corner of the eye. Lazarine. I know you're going to be saying, this actually got a black eye. So, a bit of blue inside there. Same here. Reflected light. Some of her hair. Yeah, because you get cool areas. Quite like this side actually. A bit more highlight here. Carry on, carry on. It's a kind of pointed eyebrow there. So I presume that's we'll darken this a little bit. It's got a little bit of reflection on the chin. That's that. Again, dimples. A bit of a snotty nose. Let's take that line out there. Won't come out. Won't come out. Right, and then do a bit of glazing at the bottom because I need some kind of warmth there as well. bridge of the nose. Little sparkle in her eye, even if it's not there. Brings her to life. Some negative space. Pure white. You can take it up there, you know. Big blob of it. Just around this area, I think. Yeah, take that in. Negative space. Okay, you can dry it off. You can use a bit of compressed charcoal. Give it a spray of hairspray as well. Not loads of paint left. Compressed charcoal over down there. There you go. And fix it. If you use charcoal, don't forget to fix it. We can make the eyes stand out more. Nostril. Okay. This is the blackest black, you see. Can't go any dark, can I? So you would use this for anything that's very dark. Shape of a hair. Shadows. Top of the hair. Wisps. Just going to lighten this a little bit. There you go. I'm just in there. So I'm back. I'm going to leave that because I might use it for something. Corners of the mouth, middle muscle, a hair. And that's it, really. varnish it. You can have a varnish it, or you can spray it and varnish it. Oh, there's some in. Yeah. The spray actually helps to bring out the colour as well. It goes a little bit darker. So that's less than an hour, that one. I'm going to have to go quicker. Thanks for watching. I'm going to leave it, okay? Always be aware of when you're doing something to stop before you work too much, go too far, yeah? So stop, look at it again in a different light, and then you can either carry on or just leave it as it is, or whatever. Alright? So thanks for watching, and I'll keep you informed about what's happening Friday. Bye now.